All right, we are
Yeah,
starting a
5.
couple minutes after 5 because Mr. Pink was wrong. Maddie, why are you letting Mr. Pink be wrong?
Because I'm not
Because
awake.
I'm not always
Oh,
right.
because you're not awake.
Because it only
All right, I
Maddie
forgive
has to
Maddie.
always be right.
I forgive Maddie. All right, welcome back to Radio Free Freedonia, where we give life lessons, Mr. Pink. We do. We are educational. I am here with my beautiful co-host, Lady Styx, and my currently in big trouble because that should have been recorded. You all missed out. Official, unofficial co-host, Mr. Pink. Joining us tonight, I see Dire Sith Lord. I see Hespar. I see... Oh, Phillips in the house. Does that mean Sarah's with you?
She is currently occupied, but might be
What?
on later.
Shame on her. We're funnier. And, okay, 2 more people. We have the always right Matty, who's not awake yet, even though I sent him a meme that's totally inappropriate, but it was funny.
Yeah,
And
it was funny.
It was funny. Like, I don't usually say those things, but that one was funny. All right. And historical. So, hey, double bonus points.
I love history.
I do too. And Savage, who gets all the kudos. I had a totally different direction for the 365 illicit stick figure, aka Troll Smut Wednesday. And Savage came up with this absolutely brilliant other idea. So it has taken a different direction. And we now have Care Bears. So if you haven't seen that, you should go on Facebook and not X, because X now wants money. Like literally the week before I was live, not a problem. And then 2 weeks ago, I tried to go live. And it's like, no, F you, pay me money. And I'm like, I don't want to pay you money to give you content, you fuck. And apparently it said I was wrong. So it is, I cannot.
Are you ever going to kick these over to YouTube?
You know, I was thinking about that, and I don't know that I can, because I think the first ones, I don't know that saves it past so many days. And I didn't think about it, and I probably should. I could probably go back and kind of redo the first couple. I wonder if I can do that.
Because I'm behind on a few right now because I do not Facebook, and I mean, you are literally my primary reason for going back to Facebook right now, and I have been considering it, just so you know.
Thank you.
So
I'm only
a couple of weeks
because there are people there who are fans who I love. But I'm very frustrated with almost all social media at this point. I'll just be honest with you.
A couple of weeks ago, Andy, you didn't really get my hints about saving your live streams off of Facebook and then downloading them onto your computer and then putting them onto YouTube so anyone can watch them any old fucking time.
You are correct. I didn't quite totally get that, but I also and this is where always right Maddie is right and I am wrong. I honestly, because it's I didn't think anybody would be that interested. I'm just being honest.
Yeah, well, I told you even before you started that.
You did, but I was like, dude, come on. This is ridiculousness. And it really is ridiculousness.
Have you spent any time on Kickstarter or on anything where independent people, and people here is written in scare quotes, can publish their own shit? Because a lot of that's really, really fucking terrible.
Okay, so to be fair, the first time really I was on Kickstarter was one of our Kickstarters. I have very rarely been on Kickstarter, and since I don't understand it terrifyingly well, I have a horrendously bad habit of hey, buddy of mine, I want this thing on Kickstarter. Here's some cash. You order that, tell me when it comes in. And so I've actually never on my own purchased anything on Kickstarter. Okay, I've never actually backed anything. Just go look.
browse, look at some of the independent content creators out there that are asking for money for their pet passion projects, and you'll see there's a reason why that no one gives them money.
Well, see, but that's it. No one should give this money. I honestly did not think that
But
anyone would give this
people
money.
will, because you are not, strictly speaking, an independent content creator at this point.
I guess that's somewhat
Especially
true.
if you get Ross on board.
I will tell you right now, Ross wants all of mine put through the scanner, and they're going to go up on the new website. And I believe it's going to go behind the paywall not because I think it's worth money. So anybody listening, understand, not because I think it's worth money, but because that way we can kind of not age verify, but age verify. Because there are reasons that there are Post-it notes over parts. And I don't want to get yelled at by somebody's mom. I already got yelled at by a mom today, so fuck that shit. I don't want to get yelled at anymore. It's the stupidest reason.
For raising a disobedient child.
Actually, that's what's so funny. So the child's actually a sweetheart. He really is. But he got pissed off at me yesterday because I'm old. I'm old. I don't allow hats in the classroom. I don't like hats in the building. It is very old-fashioned of me.
I hate men wearing hats indoors.
God, I love you so much, Matty. You tell your significant other you get extra kisses. But I hate it.
Matty, unless they're hard hats and required.
That's different.
You can wear that shit inside.
That is different.
That is different.
That's a safety equipment. It no longer falls under a hat if it's safety equipment. It's safety equipment.
I gotta figure out how to do this.
A baseball cap is not appropriate.
Did you see my PPE one?
Yes.
See, I put it.
Unless you're playing baseball, a baseball cap is not appropriate headwear.
It isn't. Okay, so it's old fashioned. So I said no. I had talked to the principal previously, like earlier on in the year, and apparently they now allow hats in the building, whereas the year before they didn't. However, it is up to the individual teacher, okay? So each teacher can set the rules for their classroom. While I'm in this classroom, I am the teacher, right? I don't allow hats, okay? I actually had a huge problem when the boys were going to the high school. The rule was no hats. But if you paid $1 to the senior class or whatever it was, you could wear a hat. And I'm like, that's the wrong goddamn message to send. That says it's okay to be a rude asshole as long as you give money. So I didn't appreciate that, right? But anyhow, so I said no hat. This first grader gets pissed off. Yeah.
The Catholic Church has a millennia-old tradition of indulgences.
Yes, I know.
You pay the seniors money, you get the hat indulgence.
I get that, and I don't agree with it. I don't agree. I'm not Catholic, sorry.
It is religion. You are just
I'm an asshole,
man.
I'm a bad person. Okay, so this mom comes up to me before classes start this morning. Okay, I've had this group of first graders a few times this year because the teacher was going to have a surgery. And so I had them all last week, all this week, and now I get them all next week. They're very good kids. And I'm like, oh, your son, he's so well behaved. And she's like, well, he better be. But he told me you wouldn't let him wear his hat. And I'm like, yeah, I don't allow hats in the classroom. I think it's rude. I'm of an older generation, and my generation, that was impolite, and we don't do that. Well, they're allowed to wear hats. And I'm like, I had talked to the principal. She said it was up to the teachers. By the way, I'm not the only teacher who doesn't allow hats. There's at least 3 other teachers who don't allow hats that I know of, and I don't know every rule for every classroom, right? So she's pissy about this, like pissy. And I'm like, it's a teacher's prerogative thing. And she goes, well, you're not the teacher. You're just a sub. Now, do you want to know why she was there before classes started? Because she's subbing in one of the other classrooms. And that was her attitude. Now, Lady Styx will back me. You and I both know how much time I put into coming up with the curriculum for math and science for these kids, the amount of money I spent on Space Party and all those other things, right?
Yep.
Like I do more for those kids than any sub. Like I don't play on my phone. I'm very engaged. I have done like something like what 12 to 14,000 steps a day, getting up and doing stuff with those first graders, right? And that's on top of buying stuff for parties. Because this week it's Valentine's Day parties. Last week it was space.
Oh, yeah.
I did an entire 2-scale solar system with those kids that we had to put in the old gymnasium because it's humongous, right? All out of pocket because I love doing hands-on science. I love doing this. Not a thank you for keeping my child gauge. Thank you for being such a really neat and involved sub. Thank you for putting on a space party for my kid. Thank you for, getting everything together for the Valentine's Day party. No. How dare you? I've already talked to the principal. And I called the principal and I'm like, I'm really sorry if I misunderstood. And she's like, you didn't. You're fine. She's wrong.
Oh, Andi?
She also said something else, but I won't repeat just in case. I don't think she would ever find this, but just in case. We won't say anything.
Andi?
Yeah.
Did you do hearts and flowers, cards and jewelry, or massacre? I'm just curious.
For the Valentine's with the little kids?
Yeah.
We made heart flowers. We did heart flower for a centerpiece for our food table. And we did little bags that they could decorate however they wanted. And we're making a heart garland tomorrow because they're like 7-year-olds.
The wrong things here.
They're 7.
Unfortunately, it's dictated
everything I would
7
like
what
to.
you can
Oh God. Do you know how hard it is to find shows that are Y or G? Not PG, can't be PG, because they're 7. Do you know almost every child show is at least PG? There's very few things that are Y or G.
Okay, what is the Roadrunner rated? I'm just curious.
I think that they threw that out because it's racist. I don't know.
How is the Roadrunner racist?
I don't know, but the Speedy Gonzalez was, and then the skunk cat
I can tell you why
was.
Roadrunner was stopped. Roadrunner was stopped because it was too violent.
Okay, hold on.
It was violent.
What is
Wiley was getting guns and explosives and things, and it just barely would have done more than her.
Wiley fails every time.
Rated for kids. All right, we're Googling it. It says I can't spell. That's good.
I told you.
Generally appropriate for kids aged 7 and up due to frequent slapstick cartoon violence. Well, rated E for mild violence, some parents find the intense, repetitive, and occasionally dangerous antics too chaotic for younger toddlers. So apparently it is ages 7 and up. And I have some 6-year-olds, so I figure I'm probably not allowed to. It's really, yeah.
You have just ruined my entire childhood.
I have not, because we're raising a bunch of freaking babies. Like, they don't grow up. They just don't.
They're 6 and 7-year-olds. They should be better.
They aren't.
When I was a 6-year-old, I could read at an 8th grade level. I mean, for fuck's sake. If I can do that, like me, being a retard.
Okay.
But here in the United States,
I have
even the school libraries dictate like what they're allowed to read by grade level, and they're not encouraged or allowed often to give the kids books that are at a different level, a more advanced level.
That's setting up for failure.
I don't disagree, but I'm just letting you know it's a thing.
Yeah, this is why American schools have just fucking failed totally. Like, what's your average national reading level in adults? Is it 6th grade?
Third. The national average, last time I checked, was 3rd. It is pathetic.
Mathematics is even worse. Like, my God. I'm no super genius.
I'm just gonna go home and go to Canada now. I'm bye.
Canada's not any better, honey.
Canada's not any better.
Probably not. Canada's not that far away from here. I know Canadians, and they seem to be
So
just as stupid.
I was
as we are.
actually talking to a teacher on this subject, on why we're failing. And we are failing because some dumb fuck, and I'm going to say that, and I mean it, some dumb fuck said that the children's feelings were more important than them actually being educated. So what happens is we don't fail the second grader or the third grader or the first grader because they can't freaking read or do the math on level. But those are foundational subjects. So if you can't do first grade math and we put you in second grade, you can't do second grade math. And then we keep passing you forward. So now you couldn't do first grade or second grade, so we put you in third grade. Do you see the problem here? You still can't do it. And they keep passing you through, and you're an idiot, and you can't do any of it. No Child Left Behind bullshit.
Sorry, go ahead. The No Child Left Behind has literally engendered the, take all of the skilled people and hold them back so the stupid people don't feel bad.
Correct.
But the problem is we need the stupid people to feel bad so that they do better. I'm sorry, but there is a thing such as positive peer pressure. And it's what used to happen when you got everybody in trouble because you were a dickhead, and we all took you out back around where the teacher didn't see at recess, and we kicked you until you decided not to be a shithead. And we quit being in trouble as a group. It's true.
Mm-hmm. That's what I call positive reinforcement.
Yeah. I mean, I hate to be this way, but the problem with passing these children along when they cannot do the work on level is that it's foundational, which means if I don't have the foundation, I can't put the next level on top of it. They can't do it. And then they just keep passing them forward because we don't want to hurt their feelings. And then they graduate and you wonder why they can't freaking read or add or subtract or count back change or anything else.
Or read a clock.
Actually, I was doing clock reading this week.
And I guess the other issue I have with
I'm talking about digital clocks.
Oh, dear God.
We are holding back, the smarter kids, so the dumber kids don't get left behind.
Oh, you want to make it
on the other side of that, it's like, hey, smart kids, fuck you. We're going to let the basketball players play basketball as best they can.
Okay.
That's like,
no.
Because if you can do sports ball.
It's worse than that, actually, Mr. Pink. It is worse than that. So here's the thing. We've had that for decades and decades. Now.
Oh, yeah.
So the little tiny town, they have, of course, remedial stuff because you get fed money and state money for remedial, right? They don't have a gifted program at all. At all. No gifted program. There is nothing for gifted children here. Nothing. Do you know why? Because there's no fed money in it. And if there's no fed money, sorry, we don't fund it. I actually offered to come in one day a week, and Lady Styx knew about this, so she will back me. I offered to come in one day a week on my own time, no pay. I would pay for all of the stuff, any paper, cardboard, whatever the heck we need for projects, and work with the gifted kids. Out of just, dear God, you need a gifted program, right? And they said no, because they would have to test the kids, and the school wouldn't pay to test the kids. And if you didn't test the kids, you'd have to just let everybody in, and that would defeat the whole purpose because they need a gifted program. So literally, even with me volunteering the time and any, curriculum, any, whatever the heck crazy thing we're going to do, the answer was no, because they wouldn't pay to do the testing. That, Mr. Pink, is even worse than just sports kids get the perks. Now we are just completely effing them over. So in all truth, Matty, you're correct. So gifted children actually need pretty much the exact same thing as your remedial. It's just different. But they still need that independent educational program because they are on a different level and they need that catered to. And instead of that, you're in a class full of dummies losing your mind and acting out. Just, yeah.
Well, and I can say from personal experience that, I learned very, very early on, and this is like, elementary school, somewhere in there, screw the school library, go find the public one.
I hate to be this way, but like the No Child Left Behind stuff, literally you would have a child that's never going to. And there are children who, I know that sounds awful, are never going to be fully functioning independent humans. And it's not their fault. There's usually something going on. And I'm not saying that we keep them in a cardboard box down by the river. But why are we sinking the vast majority of our time and money on a child who's never going to be able to handle Walmart greeter? And I know that that's harsh and probably going to have me put in a box for how dare I say these things, but
it's reality.
But it's the reality. The reality is why are we not encouraging the other children and putting our money there? And you don't want to be down by the river, Sarah. You want to go down to the lake. We should probably not put this one up. I will anyways when I get to it. Schrodinger's Andy.
I will be completely honest. I am never going to have social skills.
You have social skills. You're fine. What are you talking about? You're here with us all the time, dude.
No, I have very, very poor social skills. And a large chunk of that is because I don't really care if you like me or not.
So you're autistic, honey.
Oh,
it's
maybe,
true.
Yes.
Yes. Let me guess. Are you with me on the Asperger's spectrum?
Oh, I bet so. At least somewhere in there, yes. But, I have zero fucks to give as to whether or not you like me. I am not going to put effort into that. And I really don't care how much you tell me I should. It's like, yeah, no, I don't care. The fact that I can't remember your face or name, that's another something, but it's also in that range.
Oh, it definitely is.
And, once again, somewhere very, very early on, it's like, okay, faces and names I'm not good at. I can accept that and move on. And nowadays it's like, hi, my name is, hi, I'm Brian. I'm going to forget your name in the next 5 minutes. Nothing personal.
It really isn't.
I actually have a button that I wear. I actually have a button that I wear at cons. It says, that's okay. I can't remember your name either.
There you go.
It's a good button.
It's a great button.
We are way off topic, and it's my fault. I'm sorry.
No. This is extremely on topic because we're talking about actions and the consequences thereof.
I guess that's true.
These consequences lead to more actions.
Yes, but does it directly tie into gaming?
It does.
Yes. The consequences of our team actions have led us to become gamers. Because we're all above averagely gifted here.
So I'm going to say this.
We're making stupid people, which makes stupider gamers.
Well, yes, but no. I will say this. On average, your gaming community reads at a higher level and tends to be in a higher IQ range. Suck it. That is a reality.
We have to be. We have to be.
So, but they're in a lot of games, and this goes into, it's an interesting gaming thing, which brings in Earthdawn in like 1879 specifically, where your character is expected to do some sort of training to get to another level. Unlike some other games where I have so many XP points, I leveled up, right?
Ding, I am next level.
Ding, I am next level, yes. So, in Earthdawn, you have to find a trainer, you have to jump through hoops, right? And pay them and all these things. In 1879, you have to do that, but you also, to even move up a skill, you have to have used that skill so many times. And if you can't use it in the session, you have to work with your GM, I'm reading this book about this thing so that I can practice, or I'm practicing or whatever, right? is there in your guys' mind? Because I like that. I like that usually as an in-game trope. I actually will bring it into other games. Like, you can't level something in most of my D&D games unless you've used it or told me something like, in my downtime, I do whatever, right? Is there a reason to fail at learning something in a game? Should that be a possibility? What are your guys' thoughts?
I guess failure should always be a possibility.
Do you guys like? Do you like the idea that you have to do some sort of training, or do you like ding, I leveled up? Failing does equal learning, and that was actually something that got fixed in 1879. I think they put it in the errata. It used to be that you had to succeed, and it was like, well, that doesn't make any sense because we learn from failure too. So as long as you use the skill, it counts for a tally to being able to level it up. So I agree with Sarah. Sorry. Go ahead.
But I mean, I guess I grew up with, and this is, let's just be honest, this was the 80s. I mean, I started with, didn't start with, but was very early adopting Cthulhu, where it's like, once again, you had to tick your skills to raise them up. And, Cthulhu didn't have levels. So, I mean, it's like, if you were a one-trick pony and had one skill, you weren't going far. You had to use every skill you had to work on using every skill you had to get all your little tick marks.
All right. How about you, Matty? Oh, sorry, guy. Go ahead.
I just said that was work.
How about you, Matty? What do you think?
I am in favor of formalized training sessions in RPGs. I do understand why the whole ding you leveled happens when you hit thresholds and say that other game. Because, in the process of earning all of those experience points, that is like on the job training. And you've just learnt enough to get to the next threshold. So it's still actually the same thing. It's just a different way of processing it.
All right. Philip?
All right. So, failure is just as much of a story moving forward as success. When it comes to player advancement, I don't leave it up to them rolling dice. I do leave it up to essentially how they react to the situation I put them in. The best example of my favorite advancement thing would be how in Mage you ascend to a higher arete through going through like a self-discovery thing. And that's something that would lends itself to Earthdawn, where you're like, all right, well, you're training. Okay, how are you training? Like, let's do a montage of this, or do you have a master that you're learning from? How does your relationship develop over time? There has to be something that adds to the story. You can easily fail a training thing. You just like in any time when you try to ascend, try to go up that hill, you can fail, but the player has to know the reason for it, and that there must be some story to there. Like they have some flaw they're trying to overcome.
See, I like that. I think it's really great to make the characters seem more real, that they have to strive for something. Savage, you want to chime in?
Jake the dog says it better than I ever could. Dude, sucking at something is the first step towards being sort of good at something. Added side effect or added perk though, this also keeps you from having like wallflower players in the party. Someone had asked me, they basically had the trouble of getting their players active and really just participating and pay attention. It's like they just show up and just, oh yeah, I'm with the party, I level. And I was like, okay, well, make it incentive based. If they do something, they get more. So it's also a great way to make sure your guys are actually doing something. They're actually being active.
I like incentive based. I like to, if people do something really innovative or that their character shows major growth, I like to give them what I refer to as GM cookies. Like, you get a cookie and you get a cookie. Something that would be helpful to the character. Oh, what am I reminding you about, Mr. Pink?
I have bad news, but hey, that can wait.
No, not bad news. You're not allowed bad news.
What's bad news? Well, it happens.
But I don't want to. I don't feel like I had to adult all day. I don't feel like, okay. Dire Sith.
I did stupid shit all day, and I'm still here.
I don't know. Dire Sith, are you talking? Hespar, are you talking? Either of you have an opinion? You can text it if you don't want to talk, or you can just listen. It's okay either way. Oh, you posted yours. Sorry. I apologize. Both methods have merit. Failure is always an option. I like it. I don't like games that make it almost impossible to fail. I hate that in games, actually.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I mean, regardless of the game, I mean, if I have a character and a character sheet, whatever my character is, I am more than willing to lean into the weaknesses of that character. I mean, that is where the interesting bits happen.
I think so.
I mean, if you have Punchy the Troll and he's punching shit, it's like, okay, yeah, that is what he's good at. He's doing great. If you want to take Punchy the Troll and make him the face, yeah, shit's going to go down poorly. And as Punchy the Troll, I have been the face, just so you know. And it did not go well.
I kind of like that. As Punchy the Troll, I was the face.
Because, I mean, I don't remember who it was, but someone in the party said, hey, would you be willing to do this? And I'm like, sure, I'll try that. And it's like, and the entire party was all of a sudden like, you didn't tell us you didn't know how to do it. No, you just asked if I wanted to. And I was like, I'm good.
I think that's even better that they forgot to ask. Just saying.
I mean, I started a gang war because I was freaking competent at what they wanted me to do. I was excellent in the gang war, but trying to stop one, no, that was not my treehouse.
Oh, I've had many of the characters who didn't listen well. I always love it when they know the character, like they've been with this character for, months, ages, years. And they know the character is not going to pay attention or the character is going to misunderstand something. Like the character does it all the time. And yet, it's like, you get what you get. Yeah, get what you get. So, talking about consequences and how it goes into these failures, at what point, how do you think, as either a player, what you think it should look like, or as a GM, what you think it should look like, the consequences for the player? Or, well, not for the player, sorry. For the character, for the PC. So if they fail, if they make a bad plan, if they weren't paying attention and they start a gang war that was supposed to be ended, how does the consequences, and when is the consequence too far? Who wants to start? Lady, you want to start?
I'm sorry, pardon? Consequences for when you've gone too far?
So what do you think is how consequences should look either as the player or as the GM? And what do you think is a sign that your consequences have gone too far either as a player or as a GM?
Well, if you get someone who stands up and walks from the table, probably went too far as a GM. Though there have been times that I purposely used that to
Rage
clear a
quitting is
table.
bad, huh? Rage quitting bad.
I have used it to clear a table though, so I guess I can't be too frustrated on that.
I mean, rage quitting is a bad sign, but I mean, it also, I mean, there have been moments where it's like, this person has disrupted everything. How do we get them to rage quit? I mean,
exactly.
I mean, I will be honest that, I mean, on the whole, rage quitting is generally a bad sign. But there are times where it's like, God, is it a tool?
Okay. So maybe went too far if you cause people to rage quit. So what does a good consequence look like?
Oh, when someone brings you bacon. Sorry.
I mean, bacon is always a good sign.
Simplistic, but when that's very simplistic, but sorry guys, I'm yeah. That's kind of where
to go
I'm at.
back, 5 minutes ago, making Punchy the Troll the face and having things go south super fast and the entire party realizing we were morons. I mean, okay, yeah, it was a bad moment, but the next 3 sessions were entertaining as fuck. I mean, we had fun with that.
Yeah, it's hard because I've had experiences where people would say, "Oh, that went way, way too far." But the reality is that it made for good gameplay. It made for good character development.
And as long as people are having fun, who really cares?
Yeah, sometimes, I mean, I hate to say this, but sometimes consequences in life are too much, but you still have to learn how to deal with them. So it's not worth dumbing down the consequences just to make someone feel better about a situation. I mean, like, this is when I was in Strahd's Castle and I rang the damn bell. Did I know shit was going to hit the fan? Absolutely. Was it what my character would do? Absolutely. Did it piss my GM off? They were not very happy with me. They gave me multiple opportunities to go back and withdraw that action. And yet we survived. We had a great time doing it. It was my own personal Leroy Jenkins kind of moment, but we all survived, thank goodness. So I think that there's times when the consequences, that they may be grossly more than you want, and you're still going to do it anyway. Why? Because sometimes it's just fun. It's just fun to say fuck it and do it.
And I'm going to go backwards here a little bit. We mentioned Roadrunner earlier and the possible appropriateness of that. But I am going to admit this about my childhood. I have very, very fond memories of Song of the South. Yes, it was racist as fuck, but I enjoyed the living crap out of it. And I mean, literally for the past 30 years, Disney has not even admitted this even exists.
And it was a good movie. It was for what it is and the stories that it tells, they're good, valid stories. It's got great music.
And I mean, I loved that film. I mean, that might make me a horrible child or whatever, but I mean, I loved that film. And like I said, I fully realized, I think I realized it back then, it was racist as fuck. But that does not make it bad.
I don't think it makes it bad. I like that movie. I know that it's modern light does not appreciate it.
I mean, like I said,
okay, there's
I don't
a
think
movie.
Disney has admitted to it in the past 30 years.
There's this one movie I played on Bad Movie Night, and it's seen as racist as fuck, but you're looking at it from a modern light and not looking at it in its original. I mean, it had cat, oh my god, big names, and it was partially animated. What am I thinking of? Coonskin, yeah, there it is. Thank you, Hespar. And what's really interesting is a lot of people are like, they just the name of, they're like, oh no, and it's actually, for the time that it was done, it was an amazing piece of art, and a lot of thought went into it. So the fact that people want to take a modern light and look at it is kind of annoying. Probably gonna get in trouble for this one. Just all over the place. All right. Philip, you said you've written entire LARPs about people not finishing the fight. Yeah, I've done that at the table. If you didn't finish it, then it comes back.
Yeah, your problems do not go away just because you left the scene.
No, that's every game he runs.
Okay, yes.
Yes, but players should catch on that maybe we finish it. I'm just saying.
Are my players their worst enemies? Yes. Is everything they do eventually come up, to bite them? Because I just think that most suffering is caused from within. I suppose it's an oddly esoteric way to look at RPGs, but it's you can blame a lot of the World of Darkness and Unknown Armies and all, and what was it, Over the Edge, all of the truly out there RPGs that influenced me.
Eastern philosophy for the win. Yeah. All right. Who haven't?
That's why I love Earthdawn for that very reason.
There's several reasons I like Earthdawn in 1879, and consequences are actually a very big part of it. You have to go and you have to learn. You have to use the skills to improve the skills, things like that. But also, and I'm sure you guys have all seen, there's like a meme, and it's the guy running up the hill. I still have 1 hit point. And Earthdawn, you have negatives if you get injured bad enough. You can get a wound. A wound causes a -1 to everything. You get wounded again, you're at a -2 to everything. Get wounded again, this is starting to suck, you're at -3, it keeps going. And you can't just easily, you can to a degree, but you can't just easily magically fix it. Like, it takes some work and some effort, and a lot of times your character has to like sit down and rethink its universe and heal. You were saying, Mr. Pink.
To be fair, I have been completely uninjured in Earthdawn with 5 levels of pain dumped on me by some, well, we're not going to use the word blank nethermancer. And
I would.
let's be fair. I mean, I was perfectly fine. There was nothing wrong with me, but I could not do shit because I had enough minuses stacked up just from the pain.
Yep. How many other games do that? Like, there are consequences, there are risks, and risk makes reward. Yep. Holding your innards in your hand and winning anyways. You never feel invulnerable in Earthdawn, that's for sure. And that's that. Is there really truly a reward, a high, if you don't create a low in the story? I actually kind of like Exalted, Philip. I'm going to be honest with you.
I'm not wrong, though. Earthdawn is the working version of Exalted. Exalted does not work.
I did not say that because I don't bash other games.
I have a company next to my name. I can say that.
I have very fond memories of Exalted. So if anybody hears this, I like Exalted. I like a lot of the concepts in it. love a lot of the concepts in it.
I will say that Earthdawn handles the power level Exalted is supposed to way better than the Exalted system does.
Yes, that is correct.
Is the next time I run Exalted, am I going to use Earthdawn? Maybe.
I would.
Exalted. Earthdawn has the power, but it also has the consequences. Mm-hmm. Exalted kind of is anti-consequences.
A lot of White Wolf is, and especially newer White Wolf. Is... And so I'm running Changeling for, let's just be honest. Morgan's playing in the game, and some other friends are playing in it. Morgan was the Morgan is the system designer for Earthdawn 4th edition. Okay. Yes. He's not with us anymore, but Morgan is fantastic and I adore him. One of the things
Morgan is still awesome.
He is. Please don't. I still game with him. I actually was just chatting with him last night. We have an ongoing who's more tired game going. I guess I don't know.
I have no current contact with Morgan, but Morgan was awesome.
Morgan and Sarah have Batsy's brother Sterling. I love them that much that I drove a puppy out to the East Coast. Okay. So I love them in pieces. But the problem I have in general with White Wolf, especially new White Wolf, not that I don't love World of Darkness, was that to actually truly botch, you have to be rolling a chance dice and get a 1 on it. Do you realize how hard that is to do?
Yes.
Yeah, it is almost impossible to fail, and it's pretty much impossible to botch. And oh my gosh, are you serious, Sarah? Sorry. That's cool.
Yeah, she's 100% serious.
Yes, Batsy's brother is named Sterling, and he lives with Morgan. Batsy's daughter is named Frasier, and that lives with Ross. I am slowly corrupting the company. We are all going to be, Papillon baby owners. It's ridiculous. I also, as a GM, get a little frustrated because sometimes I forget that before they roll, I have to tell them that they're at negative whatever because they don't have any. Yeah, it puts a lot of strain on the GM to do all the thing all the time.
It's funny because each White Wolf splat has a different problem with power creep, and it's like Werewolf, nothing, once they hit about rank 3, 5 characters can take on most anything outside of a full-on military assault.
Unless the Great Worm shows up. So yeah, I had a huge problem with in New World. They went to this, your attribute, your skill, and your basically your power level, your mystic power level for vampire, for werewolf, for mage, but not for changeling. Changeling's the only one who really rolls from 2 dice instead of a 3 dice pool, 3 section dice pool. If you get what I'm saying. And
yeah, it's a problem.
It's a huge problem.
It can be home rule. You can home rule clarity into that.
You can home
weird.
What pissed me off, and I will be honest about this, it was before I started with this company. So there, right? I was just at Gen Con with a group that I was helping with some GMing and stuff and zombie LARP thing, right? I asked them about it and they said, well, because they're not meant to be played together. And I'm like, what are you talking about? You have to have the World of Darkness book, main book, to play any of these. They are all part of that game. Well, but they're not meant to be played together. That makes no sense. Well, I'm like, no. They were always meant to have some fluidity between them. That's even why you structured it like this. No, they weren't. They were never meant to be played together. I beg pardon, but I've met writers from the early thing, and yeah, it was. And Hunter caused a lot of confusion. Yeah. Hunter caused a lot of confusion for a lot of people. I will say that even,
I
and
like
here's the
Hunter.
thing. I'm not saying that Hunter is bad. It just caused some problems and some confusion. What for me though, this is what's great, is I can say all of that, right? And I can tell you that I find that there are certain problems with gameplay and I don't like that you can't really botch. And yet I'm still playing it and I still love it. Every game has some flaw. There's nothing perfect. If you write a good world setting, most of the rule stuff can be fixed at the table. So, personal opinions. Philip, really quick, what do you think about Hunter? Because you said you think it caused the confusion. I just want your opinion.
Oh, yeah, it's so I kind of typed it out. All right, so they were going in that direction with New World.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
problem was Hunter Vigil came out, and besides all of the other drama that happened with that main book, I think those of us who keep in the loop know something about that tracing. There was the other issue is like you can't go and say this is a splat that is to take on all the other genres. And I'm sorry if I use splat and genre interchangeably, it's kind of just White Wolf lingo I picked up. You can't go and say this is supposed to fight everything else and then say no, here's these books we published with a much weaker variant of everything else, because if you actually try to fight other stuff as we wrote them, you will get destroyed. Now, Old World of Darkness actually was not meant to be cross-compatible whatsoever, but that's the funny thing. They actually went and showed you how to use your splat's powers to make the other things. Like, you shouldn't be using rage to have the werewolves you're fighting vampires. You should be giving the werewolves a vampire equivalent discipline.
Yeah, there was just issues. But here's the thing, and again, all things have issues. I was running 1879. I run it every 2 weeks for Brad and British Joel and a few other people. And Drew plays in it. And he's playing a very combat oriented. And I have this bad. It's not truly the big bad. Think of it more like a horror aspect, right? So it's kind of like a representation of the big bad on your plane, but it's not that easy, right? But this thing has mega points. Like this thing has like 250, 300, something like that hit points. Like this thing's supposed to be in one round because of how something's stacked and how the verbiage on it is. He got in one round 5 attacks, and with some dice that were apparently very hot that day, he did like 250 points in one round. Like it was insane. And if he can do that every time, it's almost impossible to write something that keeps his character busy, but not the other characters, without everything being a mass combat, which is ridiculous as a storyteller to try to come up with the reason for the mass combat every time, let alone actually running mass combat, which can be long, drawn out, and painful, I think, sometimes. Five attacks in one round, like 250 hit points of damage. It was just boom. I was like, okay, maybe we should talk about that. And I will say this. Drew was really super cool about wanting to work with me and like Joel and Brad about how we restructured that ability so that his character is still awesome and cool, because it should be, but so that it's not so, dear fucking Jesus, what the hell happened there? I kind of like the golden rule of all games, which is that if a rule doesn't work, throw it the fuck out and make it, it's about having fun. At the end of the day, it's a game. It's supposed to be fun. which is why consequences, I think, can be hard because you still want the players to have fun and not feel punished. But at the same time, if you leave the freaking fight before you finish it, it does come back and bite you in the ass.
But on the other hand, and this is me, consequences are awesome. I'm not the one suffering the consequences. My character is. I can beat the living shit out of that dude because he's just my character. You can fuck him over. I'm okay with that.
I love you. Because that is the right attitude, in my opinion. Like, look, I have made many a character have many a flaws. So when they have consequences, they deserved it. And I hope they learned something from it. I like to see my characters grow. Sometimes those growing pains are harder than others for the character.
Okay, yes.
And I think that makes for good stories.
I like to see my characters grow. I mean, that is what I'm going for. But seeing my characters completely fucked over it's still entirely fun.
See, because I think it's a little bit like, okay, going back to Dungeon Crawler Carl. He has made some, I've only been through the first 4 books, but he's made some dumb choices and there were consequences. Mm-hmm. And his character has grown from it, and it makes for such great stories, I think. I had been really enjoying that one.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just, I mean, if a GM decides to screw my character over, it's not like, oh my God, dude hates me. I can't live anymore. It's like, no, it's like, this is entertainment.
Right. Did you see what my character did that was ridiculously stupid and we're all laughing at their pain? Yes, I do.
And I'm okay with you laughing at my pain.
At my character's pain, hell yeah. They probably lead. Most of the time,
I'm okay with you laughing at my pain or my character's pain. I'm good either way.
Oh, sorry, hold on. Pause. Philip has a PSA and we are educational. Please, sir, PSA us.
Okay, this is a public service announcement for people who play Rifts. There is a correct way to run combat, and you are probably doing it wrong. I say this because I've had people who've done it wrong, who've been running the game for 20 plus years, and I got told how to do it right specifically by the writers. People who've played Rifts or any of the Palladium games, you'll know your character most likely will have more than 2 attacks. They'll sometimes have 5. It doesn't matter. It can get up there. When it is your turn, you do not use all those attacks. It goes in a tracking thing by order of initiative, and it keeps going until everyone has run out of actions. By doing this way, this is how you get the economy of sacrificing future attacks to do dodges. That is, or parries, depending on your martial arts style or whether or not you have auto dodge. This has been a public service announcement for people playing Rifts. Thank you.
All right. So apparently a few of you know a little bit about Rifts. And I do. I blame Dire Sith Lord because it was his roommate. His roommate. That we're going to play Rifts. Okay, I love gaming. I like new games. Cool. Let's play Rifts. Show me what to do. The character generation for Rifts was kind of a pain in the fucking ass. You guys remember? I don't know if it's gotten better in the new editions, but it was kind of a pain in the ass.
It is always difficult. It's an actual skill you have to learn. And okay. When I run Rifts, I let people just tell me what you want to play and I will make it for you.
I don't mind learning but new to it, takes a little bit of time. And it's got the MDC versus, was it SDC?
Yep.
Okay. So we're all like first level little hit point people. And is that SDC? I always get mixed up in my head.
Yep.
Okay, so I had it right. So we're all little things, right? And it's our very first thing. We're walking in the woods, in the forest, or whatever the heck it is. Then we get to a clearing, and we start walking up a hill. And this adult dragon, big MDC creature, comes down and charges at us. Okay, well, my character died right quick. Why would you? Matter of fact, this dude killed off 3/4 of the table 5 minutes into the game. So the rest of the game, most of us were remaking characters because it takes fuck ever. The second game, he killed off half of the table. The third game, he killed off 2/3 of the table. And I was like, I'm done. I'm fucking done. This is shit. And the guy, because like I was young and I just looked at him, I'm like, I don't want to make another character. I'm done playing with you. I don't want to do this. And he was like, I don't understand. You didn't die this time. How is this fun for anybody that most of the table is having to make a character every fucking game because this is what you want to do? Yeah. He was a newer GM. He seemed to totally be into the I killed all of you. That seemed to be like a whole thing. But I was new to gaming at that point. I was still fairly young into it, right? And yeah, it totally left a bad taste in my mouth with riffs. To this day, I am unlikely to pay riffs unless like I really know you and I know you're not a douche. Because I will not play that again with a douche. And juicers are cool as hell. I'm just going to say that. I know I just said I won't play riffs, but juicers are kind of cool as hell. Just saying.
And, you know, I mean, regardless of the system,
bad GM is a bad GM.
But, you know, I mean, I can say this from, and, you know, I mean, this is like someone who's been in this for a few years now. But, you know, I mean, what you just described, I have been through that. But I have been through that with a GM who I trusted. And it's like, you are not well, I mean, okay, you are fucking us over, but you are fucking us over for a reason. And
this guy didn't have a reason.
Yeah, well, but I mean, you know, I mean,
other than he seemed to like it. I mean, like, he was having fun, but nobody else was.
I mean, like I said, I did this with the GM who it's like, you know, I trusted him, and it's like, I know you are fucking us over, but I am trusting you that somewhere down the line there's going to be a reason to why we're getting fucked this hard.
What was the reason?
Yes, what?
What was the reason?
I mean, the reason was, I mean, we literally spent, you know, the first 4 sessions dying and going through characters, mostly to set up the, you know, underlying attitude of, you know, this is fucking serious. You know, you can die, your friend can die, you know, whatever. And I mean, it was it was as much an attitude and storytelling position as anything else. I mean, he wasn't doing this to screw us over. It was just setting a scene.
This was to screw us over.
And it was a scene that involved a lot of bodies. But I mean, like I said, this was someone I knew, and we had done this before, and I trusted this dude, and the story was good.
I mean, that's worth it. This guy, so he played at one of my tables, so the bad GM guy. And we were playing Vampire. And it was at a table, not a LARP. I'm not into PvP. And I'm very clear about we will not be doing PvP. That's not the point of the game. And for whatever reason, it didn't seem to matter what NPC I put in front of him. He wanted to pick a fight with it. Dire Sith, you were there. Like, there was a gargoyle. He picked a fight. You are a new vampire. You are a young vampire. And he picks a fight with the Ravnos. He picked a fight with the fucking gargoyle. And I'm like, you know, mayhaps you're going to get your ass stomped if you don't quit this. Like, yeah, I didn't hear no bell. That's, oh my sweet Jesus, yes, that was this dude. And you're just sitting here going, why are you even doing this?
That's insane. You don't, a new a new werewolf wouldn't pick a fight with a gargoyle.
Exactly. And the gargoyle was like some, in game terms, basically he was, I don't want to say a minion because that downgrades the relationship. He was involved with the prince and was more of an enforcer for the prince. Okay? So he wasn't.
It's a neonate.
My brain. The gargoyle worked for the prince. The gargoyle's like, the prince wants you people to go do a thing. You group, go do thing, right? He's basically a middleman. He's just to tell you what to go do. And he starts a fucking fight with him. There was a Ravnos, a higher powered Ravnos. Like, I can fuck your brain up and make you think you're in hell. Ravnos. So let's pick a fight with that dude too. What is wrong with you? I think Dire Sith was even like, because you were there, like you were like, why are you doing this, dude? Like it was, I think everyone just started looking. I'm like, are you on something? Should we be on something too? Like, does it make it better if it's the whole group? Because this is, you are making some bad choices. Consequences.
Bad choices are what put me where I am today.
Oh, goodness. Mall cops can mess you up. That's true. God damn.
Andy,
I remember that one. Sorry.
I'm going to interrupt you for just a moment here.
Yes, sir.
It is a little ways past 9. I don't know what time it is in your range, but
a little
it's
past
a little
9.
Bit past 9 in my world.
But then I have to go to bed, and then I have to deal with first graders again. I don't want to.
Okay, yeah, that is your issue.
That's my
I
issue.
do need to hear his news, otherwise it's going to keep me up in the middle of the night and early morning hour.
I'm reasonably certain you're aware of this. I have a group that the first 2 people in the group admit to getting together in 83.
Okay.
I'm guessing it was earlier than that. I don't know. The next couple were added in 84. I and a couple were in 85, and a couple since then. We have been getting together for games every week for, well, let's just say many, many years now. We have been getting together for weekends in February. Last year, we failed to get our shit together and didn't get together till almost the end of March. This year, we didn't get our shit together, and, well, last night we got our shit together, and we're getting together the last weekend in February, so I'm not going to be there for Freedonia Con, and I'm going to feel very bad about that.
Oh.
Unfortunately, these people have almost 30 years on Freedonia Con.
I think they have prior claim.
Yeah, I mean, they have, like I said, I think they have almost 30 years on Freedonia Con.
So what I'm hearing is don't fuck up the recording this year, Andy.
What he said. I mean, I will listen to it later.
I feel called out. But I have magnets. I was going to give you a magnet. Didn't you see how pretty they were? If he doesn't show up, he doesn't deserve. I love Mr. Pink. I guess I will still sell him.
Magnets are awesome.
Weren't they pretty?
They are extremely pretty. They are still awesome.
I do agree with what Philip just posted, and that's a bit of a sacred obligation there, Mr. Pink. Yeah, I think that Phil got it right.
I think I can forgive. Yeah, I can probably forgive, but only because I like you so much.
And I mean, literally, up until yesterday, I was running on the assumption that we have not gotten our shit together by now. We're not getting our shit together till mid-March. And then all of a sudden, we have our shit together at the end of February.
Okay, have you considered throwing a monkey wrench in their plans, and then they can just figure it out in mid-March?
No.
Look at my pretty magnet.
I can see a pretty magnet. It is still an awesome and pretty magnet. I still overthink the toes on the thing, and I apologize, but
actually, that is the exact same from the first year. The only thing that's changed is the color has changed every year so far.
Well, I'm still overthinking the toes, so you know, knock yourself out.
So this is this is actually Dawn created this for me, and it's actually one of the pieces I like best from him. So instead of him making a new logo every year, I just keep this one.
Which is really frightening because Don has created so much awesome stuff.
He has. But for, I don't want to call it marketing, but kind of, I like very crisp looking things.
Well,
and I feel
I'm
like
not going to argue that, but Don has created some truly spectacular stuff.
He's very talented. All right, guys. We're going to, everybody say goodbye. Lady P.
Bye, guys.
Everybody.
Bye-bye.
All right, I am stopping the recording.